Hi everyone. I had an experience this week, which is an experience I've had several times over the years. And when I have this experience, I never say anything in the moment. If you've experienced this, I'd be really interested to know if it bugs you too, or maybe I'm just being oversensitive and should get over myself. The thing that really bothers me, and has done for quite a while, is when I'm having quite an in-depth conversation with someone, and we get onto the topic of health. And because we're having an in-depth conversation, I might choose to share that I have had ulcerative colitis, that I've had surgery, that I had a stoma, and now I have a J-pouch. And then after you share that information, the person you're talking with responds to you and says, oh yes, I've had irritable bowel as well. And that really annoys me because inflammatory bowel disease and irritable bowel syndrome are not the same thing. Inflammatory bowel disease is an autoimmune disease and there's no cure for it. Irritable bowel syndrome, to me, is somebody that has digestive issues, such as bloating, cramps, upset tummy, and these are things that are normally triggered from stress, anxiety, or maybe diet and allergy. So that little mix-up that I've experienced quite a lot over the years really does get under my skin. As I say, maybe it's just me and I just need to ignore it and get over myself. So I'd be really interested if you've had this kind of experience where people are trying to compare like for like when things aren't actually like for like at all. Does it bother you too? So leave a comment below if it is something that bothers you. So I did some research to get a definition of inflammatory bowel disease and irritable bowel syndrome. And the definition that I've got for inflammatory bowel disease is IBD, stands for inflammatory bowel disease. It's an autoimmune condition, which means the body's own immune system attacks the digestive tract by mistake. That ongoing inflammation causes symptoms like pain, bleeding, fatigue, and weight loss. The two main types are Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Inflammatory bowel disease causes visible inflammation and sometimes lasting damage that can be seen on scans or during surgery. So then I got a definition for irritable bowel syndrome. So IBS stands for irritable bowel syndrome. It's a functional gut disorder, meaning the digestive system doesn't look damaged, but it doesn't always work the way it should. People with irritable bowel syndrome often deal with bloating, cramps, and changes in bowel habits, sometimes linked to stress, anxiety, or certain foods. It's uncomfortable and unpredictable, but it doesn't cause inflammation, bleeding, or the kind of long-term damage seen in inflammatory bowel disease. So the key differences between the two is that inflammatory bowel disease is an inflammatory disease caused by the immune system attacking the digestive tract. It can be seen on scans, biopsies, and in blood results, and it can lead to serious complications over time. Irritable bowel syndrome, on the other hand, is a functional gut disorder. Uncomfortable, yes, absolutely, but not destructive in the same way that inflammatory bowel disease is. Treatments for IBS focus on things like trying to understand triggers such as stress, anxiety, food and diet. So while some of the symptoms might overlap, such as bloating, bit of urgency, changes in bowel habits, the two are actually very different, and the two treatment paths are very different also. So with so many shared symptoms, I can understand why people confuse the two. A lot of the symptoms are shared, but while the symptoms look similar and are shared in the beginning, inflammatory bowel disease can take a far more serious turn. And that's a journey I've been on with some very serious medications and obviously a very serious surgical outcome, a life-changing surgical outcome. If you're somebody that struggles with IBS, it sucks, I get it. As I say, a lot of the symptoms are shared. Bloating, cramping, pains, urgency, these are all really, really awkward, debilitating, painful and annoying symptoms to suffer with. And I've suffered with them with ulcerative colitis. If you struggle with irritable bowel syndrome, I get it, it completely sucks. If you struggle with inflammatory bowel disease, I definitely get that. I've had a J-pouch for 15.5 years, stoma for just over a year, and ulcerative colitis for nearly 13 years. I certainly don't want to belittle the struggle that people with irritable bowel syndrome have. I certainly don't want to take away anything from trying to live with those symptoms, because it can be a real challenge. I know that, I've lived with them. But I do want to say they are not the same. I've been making YouTube videos for a little while now, and I think this is almost a therapy video more than an educational one or a sharing of experience. It stemmed from a conversation I had in the week, and it's just moved me to the point where I wonder how many other people might feel the same as I do if they ever find themselves in a situation where they're talking with someone and somebody compares the two together. Does it bother you? Clearly it bothers me. Okay, and breathe and relax. This video is probably more for me than it is for you. So thank you to listening to me sharing my frustration. And if it's a shared frustration that you have also experienced, then as I say, please leave a comment below. There's plenty of other videos on pouch heal, so go and check out one of those. I'll see you there.